Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, September 14th, 2022, and here is your Las Vegas real estate market update courtesy of Justin Gannon at the Lindstrom Radcliffe Group, powered by eXp Realty. Let's take a look at the numbers right here. There's currently 7,886 single-family homes for sale in Las Vegas. 607 homes went into escrow this week. 71 homes expired. 224 homes withdrew from the market. And 436 homes actually sold, meaning they had their closing date this week. The average days on market 35. Days on market was 25. The average sales price this past week, $539,679. The median sales price this past week, $450,000. We had 1,389 price reductions. Homes are selling at 99% sales price to list price. That means the final price it is listed at, the price of the home that it sells at is 99% to that number. Weeks of inventory is 18.1. That means it would take 18.1 weeks to sell all the houses we have at the current pace. That is 4 weeks to a month, so a little more than 4 months, which puts it right in the middle of a buyer-seller market here in Las Vegas. 787 new listings this week and 76 coming soon. Now, numbers are out of the way. Let's talk about what I see. First, let's look at what's on the market. We have only had a slight increase now. Let's go back July 27th, we've been in the 7,000s, and now it's only going up by 10s. Versus back, if we scroll up here, when it was flying, 2,000 here, then 5 weeks later, 3,000, 2 weeks later, 4,000, 2 weeks later, 5,000, 6,000. So it's been slowing down tremendously for homes, single-family homes on the market in the greater Las Vegas area. Homes going into escrow, 607 is an increase, and it's a pretty big jump in my estimation because it puts it back to the June numbers, which was the summertime when usually things are selling faster. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see what happens. We know that rates increased again this week, so we'll see what happens with that. This column right here, expired listings, not too concerned about that, as well as withdrawn. So here's the thing. Let's skip this number right here and go to days on market, average and medium, and withdrawn. So 35 days is the high for the year, and median is 25. And we look at these numbers right here, these days on market when there are 17 and 22 days on the market. You look around and you know these houses aren't selling that fast. So what's going on? Why would they seem like they're selling that fast? Well, there's a trick that realtors like to do, which is withdraw a home from the market, hence why the withdrawn number is pretty high in the 200s. And then they relist it the next day with a new MLS number, and it comes up as a new listing. So it re-hits everyone's email boxes. Again, Zillow looks at it as a new listing. Our MLS looks at it as a new listing. And so it just refreshes the property. So even though these days on market is low, a lot of these houses, you look at these withdrawn numbers, significantly higher than they were at the beginning of the year when they were in the 50s and we're in the 200s now. We're seeing a lot of that. So even take this with a grain of salt. Being 35 days on the market and 25 days median, maybe we're finally seeing houses that have been on the market for 4 months have withdrawn so many times, they're just leaving it on and they're going to see what's happening. So I would suspect this number to continue to go up. 436 houses selling is a increase from the week before. That's all based on what was in escrow 4 or 5 weeks ago. So you look back 4 or 5 weeks ago, 599 houses, 574 houses went in escrow. So that's going to reflect, there's always a drop off to what goes in escrow and what closes. So I'm not concerned about that. Prices, let's look at that. Decrease. Average sales price, $539,000 this past week. It's still in the ballpark where it's been. We went down to $519 4 weeks ago. So it's not any significant drops. Median, it's been at $450 now for a few weeks. We had a little curveball here at $435, but that has dropped. Median sales price to us is more important because if you look at the bell curve, it's what happens right in the middle. So $450 is it's been a drop. It's been a slow drop. 1,389 price reductions this week. Again, houses on the market, they're not selling that fast, so people are price reducing. That's been a trend for a long time now. Let's skip sales price to list price. Again, that's based on what the final list price is. So if there's been price reductions and they sell it close to that final price, that's what it is. If it was a huge decrease, if it says 90% sales price to list price, that means there's no price reductions. Everyone's just getting lowball offers. It's not. It means they're selling at the price they're listed at, which is the correct price. It's just a matter of when did the seller get there. Did they price reduce it, or did they list it correctly right out the bat? Days on market or weeks to inventory is pretty steady here. Not going to jump on that. 787 new listings this week. So we have been in a consistent downtrend on new listings. So let's look back to early in the year when the crazy pricing was going on. Our new listings column on the right is in the 400 or 500 new listings a week. And if we go to the left, what was going in escrow? 900, 800 homes a week. So 300 to 400 houses, more houses were going in escrow a week versus what was being listed. Then let's talk about when the price change started occurring. Well, the price change started occurring before that, but then the market felt like it started to shift. We were doing 1,000 new homes on the market here. 1,100 homes is the high, but only 600 houses were going into escrow. That's a 500 home discrepancy. So we were putting 500 houses more on the market than what was being sold. So that is a complete flip of where it was. Now, let's look where we're at. We have sellers that are, hey, you know what? Maybe it's too late. I missed the boat, or I missed the boat, or I don't want to deal with the competitions out there. We have seen a decrease in homes since that 1,100 mark, which was June 29th, going on the market. So each week has been a decrease. Now we're down to 787. Our buyers, I said this last week when it was at 526. I felt like it bottomed out. We were at the 500s for a long time. We did have the 495 in there, but we were at 500s for so long. I felt like we bottomed out. So 607 homes going into escrow this week, 787 new listings. That's only a 180 home discrepancy versus the 500 we saw back in June. So what does that mean to me? That means to me that the market is starting to settle. The number of sellers are coming down. For buyers, there is still a significant amount of inventory, so you still have the pick of the litter. But when the crash happened in 2008, there's 20,000 houses on the market. And we've always said we don't believe that's going to happen. And this is just factual evidence that that's not happening, because there's less and less sellers that are listing now. And that could continue. If someone's going to sell October, November, December, January, they really want to sell, because that's during the holidays. You have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. If you're moving around that time, you're very serious about it. No one's really testing the market anymore. That's what we're seeing with sellers. Over the summer, it was let's list it for a crazy price and see if we get a bite. Let's see if we miss the market or not. And now we're seeing less than that. Now sellers that are listing their house are trying to actually sell their home. So we'll see what happens with this number. As I mentioned, I think interest rates popped up over 6% today. We'll see how long that sustains. But this is good. This means that I feel like the market, the shift is still occurring, but it seems like it's just an adjustment, and the facts are right here. With the price points are not dropping that much, and inventory had increased, almost 4 times since April, but now it's kind of slowed down. It's gotten really steady. So that's my analysis on the market. If you're a buyer and you find a house that you like and you can afford the monthly payment, or if you're buying in cash, you have your options out there. You can look at more than one house again, and you can write offers that are strong for you. And sellers, these prices are still astronomical compared to where they were just a couple of years ago. So if you bought your house a couple of years ago, you're still making a lot of money. If you have any questions about the real estate market, reach out to me directly. Again, Justin Gannon with the Lindstrom Radcliffe Group, powered by eXp Realty in Las Vegas, Nevada. Follow me across social media at 702 Sales, or on TikTok at Justin Gannon Real Estate.